All right, this is gonna be my next project. This thing's rough. Got both pieces for $50. And first thing I'm gonna do is fix the wheels. I hate it when something doesn't roll very well. So that, I've got some red tractor paint. I think it's Massey Ferguson red. And take this, clean it down, rough sand it, and then shoot some paint to it. Let's get started. Wheels first. Can't stand something that doesn't move around. Probably have to take them off a couple times. Sanding, whatever. And pliers. Right back. Stupid spider's nest. I hate spiders. Been a while since I've been stung by anything. Nasty. All right, clean this off. Use a little emery cloth maybe. Little grease, good to go. This is temporary anyway, so just so I can wheel it around. Do the other wheel, see where it goes. I don't know if you guys can see, but you can see where the mud daubers made their nests under. This thing must have been used outside, stored outside. Oh well, doesn't matter. I need a good, clean, usable toolbox, so. Uh-oh, 9/16. It's got locking wheels on it, but they're the old dry grease, pretty bad. Clean it up, put it back on. Yeah, look at that, rusty. Yeah, this was outside. That's all right. Put a little grease on it. All I'm doing for now is just to where it can roll. I'm not a big fan of having to lift it up and move it around. Just helped hold my mouth right. It's no big deal. It's got locking wheels on. I'll probably leave it. And you're probably wondering why I didn't wash it, power wash it down first. I need to wheel it around. I need to wheel it outside to power wash it, to clean it. And while I'm at it, I might as well clean the wheels, or at least get them to roll now. And then I'm gonna flip it back up. There's some dents and dings, a couple things I'm gonna take, and then I want to pull the drawers out completely and disassemble each drawer. So we'll go from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I want. Moves easy. Still work they got to do to them, but that's fine. These come apart. Pulling that, you need a flat tip screwdriver. All right, pull the tabs out. Try not to get bit by the spider. There's spider webs all over this thing. Spider nests with the dirt on the inside. It's going to take a lot of work. Look at that, mud dauber's nest inside it. Man. Let's see if you guys can see. These aren't that bad. They're a cheaper style. These were pretty popular in the 70s and 80s, I think. That style of drawer guide. They still make them. And let's see, what's an easy way to get these out? This one, I think it's the same getting them out. Yeah. Hang on, pull on this tab here. You know, maybe somebody might want to see. Hang on. Pull out on this little tab right here. Oh, come on, camera. Get a pick and then slide out. Come on, slide out. There. That's it. We'll pull on. It's got a little tab on the back side. When you pull on that flat part there, it pulls the tab out. You clean these real good, and just all you do is put a bead of grease, wheel bearing grease, or lithium grease, something like that, and they slide. I mean, the more weight you put on these, it'll eat them up over time, but actually this is in pretty good shape. The drawers guides aren't that bad. I'm not going to paint the inside here. I'm just going to take everything off on the outside and clean it up. All right, I just wanted to show you how to take the shelves out or the drawers out. The other one's the same way. All right, I'll be back. All right, let's see here. Somebody might want to. These toolboxes, if you find them, they're actually pretty decent little boxes. There's a spring-loaded tab right here. Gotta push the pin. Oh, come on. Push the pin, pull the pin, I mean, and then you can get it out like that on one side. Let's see. I can't see the camera, sorry guys. Pull this pin. There. The drawer comes completely out. See that pin right there? And this slides out. And then you have that. And now they need to, like this is bent up, need to straighten that the best I can. Clean that up. Oh my God. This was definitely outside for a while. Maybe I picked, but for $50 I'm in. I put another box on top and another one. I can have a $1,000 box, or what would cost $1,000 for, you know, just 10 to 15 hours of my time. Oh, I like these handles. They're screwed in. Old school. Okay, good. All right, this thing might be older than I think it is. You know, look at it a little closer, maybe I can find a date code. All right, see what else I can get into. Trying to take the handle off. Looks like I can. Oh, biggest screwdriver I own. Oh, shit. I don't know how clean I can get this, but we'll try. Even the rust inside there. Man. Realized there was a hornet's nest in here, or a wasp nest. Nothing in it, luckily. Stuck my hand right up in it. lock. The problem is, oh, the front of it locks. That's what it is. The face locks. Okay. This drops down the face. When you close the face, it won't. All right. Maybe I can get a new lock for it. Okay, that's off. That doesn't come off. So everything's off of this. Tear the other part down. This will be the same way, I think. Should be the same air. Popped off. These have, oh, this one's bent, that's why. These have a little bit of play in them. Holy crap. Oof. You know, this probably wasn't cheap new back then. Look at the inside of that. Look at all that. Man, nasty. Oh well, I own it. These are the same way. It's got a little tab right there. You just grab onto the edge there and pull it out. These older boxes are actually not bad made. They're well made. Just, you know, poor maintenance. People didn't take care of it. So I can't complain. These two boxes for 50 bucks. I mean, I could probably just do a cursor cleanup on it, put it back together, and just grease everything and probably use it. That's it. Oh, lock. Now this one has a rod that goes across. How that's turned. Okay, this one I'm going to leave. There's a rod that goes back to the back. Until I can make sure I can find a lock for this, or there is a number on it. I wonder if I can get the key code and cut a key. It's difficult cutting keys with a key code unless you've got the master. But I know somebody has a master pin code, so I'll see if I can cut a key for this. And all it does is when you turn the key, it drops the arms down and latches on the back of the drawers. See, it just drops a little latch down on the back of these drawers. It puts a little clip right there like this. And there's a rail. Each drawer has a little clip on the back. But if I take it apart, yeah, I don't want to take that off that lock yet. Not until I know for sure I can get a lock or I can find. Doesn't look like there's model numbers on this. Just says Sears Craftsman on that. It's pop riveted on there. All right. I'll do some scraping and some sanding. Once I get all this stuff scraped loose. Yeah, see, that's gonna need some, man, dents popped out. My wife stole my vacuum cleaner, so I have to use this little shop vac. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's mud dauber's nest in between the rails. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Alright, that sucks. I tipped it upside down. Look at all that trash, or not trash, one piece of paper. John Deere gasket or O-ring. Nothing but mud daubers. I just realized, since seeing this John Deere tag, this was probably stored in around here. A lot of the farmers and some of the guys there's a lot of hay balers around us. A lot of guys that bale hay, and they got big, huge 100 by 50, 100 by 75. I know where there's 150 by 80. Barn where they store hay. I bet you this was in there in one of those open buildings like that, and they kept their tools and stuff. That's why it's so weathered so bad and got so many mud daubers in it, because in a sealed building like mine, you're not going to get these mud daubers. So more than likely that's where this was stored. Probably came off someone's farm or ranch, which that's good. The only problem is it's just difficult to clean everything off now. That's all right. We'll go from there. Cleaned up pretty good. Both sides are free of debris. Definitely going to have to take a power washer, or at least I may get some automotive chemical cleaner. Man. Might just wire brush it first and then rinse it. Oh well, we'll go. And we'll take these handles off. This door has got a pretty good ding in it, or bend. I may have to lay it flat, do a little bit of body work, and this I'll polish this up, I think. This door's bent right here pretty good. Straighten that up. Shouldn't be too hard. I can lay it flat on the table, I think, and manipulate it. Should be able to anyways. Matter of fact, body hammer right here. The only thing I don't know is I'm not sure how much of an angle this is supposed to have. And there is a like a crease right there. Sorry. ran a cart or something along the edge on the. It's all right. I don't know if that's supposed to be flat or bent. That's, huh. It's got a slight angle to it. Oof, that's crooked. Need to get a dolly. I don't know if I can work all that out of there. Oh well, I'll dry fit it. See where it goes. All right, guys, I have no idea anything about this gun. I picked this gun up used. It's a Craftsman pot gun. As far as I can tell, it's brand new. It's never been used as far as I can tell. Anyways, I'm going to spray this paint for the toolboxes. Van Sickle. I've used this paint to paint tractor parts one time. So we'll see. I've never used it. Got to figuring it out. I take auto body 37 years ago, and back then we learned how to paint lacquer and single stage paint, which this is what this is, a single stage. I hope this works. If it don't work, I'll back up and just hand sand it and use some rattle cans. But I don't even remember what I paid for this. I've had this paint now for about 6-7 months. The only thing I'm going to add to this, they make a hardener. It's a pint of this to a gallon, so I'm going to use about half this bottle. Like I said, I know absolutely nothing about this other than we actually painted a tractor and it turned out all right. This is clear. So I need about half. I'm really rednecking this, so it turns out. If it doesn't, you know, I've only got $50 in the toolbox and I'm not trying to bring it brand new. I just want to make it look good. Now I can reduce this paint with naphtha, but I don't have a paint cup with me, so I can't check the viscosity. But it's running pretty good. Can you guys see that run? Watch. It's not water. It's got some thickness to it, but that's the way I'm going to do it. I don't even know the air pressure on this, what I should run. I think I'm gonna run about 40, 45. I'll start with that and see where it goes. I hate painting on days like today because it's almost noon and it's already like 96 degrees outside. It's supposed to be like 108 today, heat index of like 112, 14, something like that. It's going to be a really hot, bad day. But I don't know about you guys, but I work for a living and my days off are very full. So this is what I'm doing. Yeah, it feels good. I got that set. All right, go outside and see what I get. First coat on the drawers. Can't see what you guys can see, so sorry guys, this is the best I can do holding the camera by myself. get it in the picture. Can't see, is that, can you guys tell? Yeah, I probably should have waited on that coat. Alright, I'll come back in about 10 minutes, shoot another coat. Alright, let's see if I can get this in picture. I almost forgot the lid, or the, I don't know, the drawer lid, whatever. And I got this set at 50 PSI. Good. Gotta let it dry now. Sorry, I'm in the camera. Can't see what you guys. Oh man, did I get that? Oh well. I'm trying. It's hard to shoot this by yourself and shoot the film. Alright, show you up close. This is only probably 10 minutes. I need to let it set. You can see needs another coat, at least one coat. I should have put 2 lights and 1 heavy. The bottom here I'm not worried about because I'm gonna put another toolbox or a mat down anyways. So this back turned out really good so far. Look at that. Not bad for painting it outside and not knowing the PSI. I figured 45, 50, and I'm painting right at 50. This, you can see some of the old paint that's still under. I didn't take it all off, but that's going to have another toolbox on top. That's a mid box. But the outside areas, I worked most of the dent out. Yeah, it didn't look bad. Man, there's a dent right there. I didn't see that dent. Oh well. I'm just rescuing this toolbox. It's not a complete restoration. It's not going to be, you know, it's not going to be brand new. But for $50, and then, I don't know, maybe $50 in paint, if that much. The only thing is the drawers that were black, the black drawers, I'm going to paint them with rattle can hammer paint just because I didn't want to buy a pint of black paint just for 3 drawers. I think it'll look all right. All right, boy, this video is going to be long. Sorry guys, I'm sweating, running out of my eyes. I gotta go take a break, get something to drink, and then come back and shoot this for the sunlight. I got about another 20-30 minutes, and then yeah, I think I can get this shot before the sun hits it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I had to put a mask on, even though I'm shooting outside. For some reason, I think it's the hardener. I can definitely tell, if you can hear me, I can tell I'm shooting paint, and it stinks. Let's see, can we see that? I don't know if you could see, but I got a little bit of paint left. Can't see. I'm gonna paint this little anvil. Run out of paint. Good enough. I'm out of paint. I'm out of paint. Good enough. Okay, just gonna show. I'm gonna paint those black with this hammered Rust-Oleum. I like this stuff. It coats very well. I got a mask on. It coats very well. It's hammered paint. See if you guys. Just putting 2 coats on these. I'm going to work on the front and that's it. The rest of it, it's going to have a liner on the inside, so I'm not worried much about that. Just kind of keep, just in case the humidity gets high and maybe get a little surface rust, just a good coat. Alright, just going to show, I've got the bar kind of loosely mounted on there. The paint's dry, but I want another day of dry. But while I'm here, it's going to show, I'm going to put, these are not the roller guides. These are, I can't remember what they call these guides. Slides, I guess. They're more slides. I'm just putting a little grease on them. Really don't need grease on the inside ones. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. Where you really need to put the grease is on these little rails right here. This is where your drawer slides in and out on. Most people don't take care of these very well, and if you take them and clean them, this box was probably outside. Well, I know it was. It had 27 mud dauber nests in it, so I counted them, and there was dirt. More than likely, this was probably in Lawton. There's a shop there. It's a muffler shop actually, and their lifts are outside. So I figured that's where this was, somewhere like that, where most of their automotive work was done outside. Or being that this was in town I'm at, this may have been a farmer's box. This may have been in a farmer's hay barn, which you guys probably think I'm crazy, but I do know, and I've talked to a couple of my buddies, and they do have boxes, tools like this in their barns or outdoor hay barns. And the reason being is when their equipment's outside, they have to work on it, they pull it in. And I'm talking, these barns are 100 foot or longer, 50 foot wide, 120, 140 feet long. There. That's it. And they store hay in these barns. So that is probably, more than likely, that's where this one came. I'd like to think it came from a shop, but I doubt it, especially where I live. It's more either oil field or farmers. And I doubt this is oil field, because most of the dog houses and stuff that oil field guys, they do a pretty good job of keeping their stuff indoors. Nothing fancy. I'm just gonna put a new lock on this. This one has to have a lock to hold the door. You could leave it open all the time, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to put a lock in it. I just realized I put everything together and I should have just left the lock. I should have left the drawer out and then install the lock, but oh well, sometimes you do things backwards. And plus, these are easy to get out. Well, I say that. There we go. Kind of like that. So what I need, a pair of needle-nose pliers now. All right. Down, locks, up, down. Let's see how that works now. Oh. Push that back in. Too long. This is too long. So, yep, so I gotta cut this bar right there. I need to cut that bar a little bit. Dremel time. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm done. And the only thing I got left is I got to find a lock for this, but I might be able to get a key because there is a number on that lock, and a friend of mine has a book, so I may be able to cut a key for that. But that's that spray paint. I mean, it's not 100%, but I don't want brand new. I mean, I've got I got about $100 in this. So I'll get liners for the drawers, that add a little cost, but this will go on another box that I'm going to put here. But for now, I'm done with what I got here. Let's see if I can show you. I sprayed it, put the lock on it. The drawers all work fine. The only difference between this and some of the higher end models, this doesn't have ball bearing guides. The slides, they are slides, not the guides aren't ball bearing, but it doesn't matter. These top boxes, like this box right here, sell new from like 109 to 191. Some of them I saw a little higher than that, but I understand that was newer model and they have ball bearing guides. But one thing about these, I don't have to worry about the ball bearings falling out or falling, because I have a big box over there, a 6-foot box, that I'm having to replace the guides in it because the ball bearings keep falling out. So, it works just fine. I put the new lock on this one. Well, get the key in right, I guess, would help. There we go. Now, see the paint. See, you guys, the paint does have imperfections. I hope you guys can see. I mean, it's not where I took the paint all the way down to the metal. I got real good coat. I mean, that is really, really good coat of paint right there. This I didn't care because I just sprayed that, oversprayed once, and then I'm gonna put a mat, I'm gonna put another box here. This is gonna be a big tool cart. I cleaned the wheels, greased them. I got a little overspray on that one, still got to clean, but I missed a dent. I tried to get everything straight as I could. I mean, this is not restored by any means to new condition. This is rescued. I mean, I paid $50 for both of these boxes. And I got about $100 in it now with the paint total. So, in one of my viewers, beer drinker, my wife likes that too. I coined the term, or I said rescue, and he likes that. Rescuing tools. Well, I rescued a toolbox. I really should have oiled that. I did it. The inside, look at there. I didn't do much of anything in there. I probably should have, but I ran out of paint anyways. But doesn't matter. Down here in the bottom, down here will just be big boxes. You know, I'll probably wind up keeping some of my test equipment in here. My computer for cars. some of my meters and things like that. Yeah, I should have greased that. But most of the time it'll stay like this. Like I said, this base right here, this roll around bottom, I priced some of them and they were $250 to $349 just for this setup right here. Just for the bottom, not this top. Combined, we're probably looking at $550 if I had to buy them brand new. So it rolls real good, it's not a problem. I am going to take the two smaller wheels. I need to clean the rubber off of them. The rolling part, there's a couple of rocks and nicks and stuff in it that I need to clean them off. But other than that, rolls easy. You got to be careful because if you're on an incline, this thing will just, like on my front of my garage, it wanted to roll down the hill. So I don't know. The paint did really, really well. Let me grab that paint. Okay, the paint I used was Van Sickle, and it is Gloss Case International Red. And it actually looks really good. It's about as close to Craftsman color as you can get. Oh, speaking of Craftsman, this box here, this is a Craftsman box down here, but it's made by Kennedy. Kennedy made them for Craftsman. So that's a Kennedy box. I have one similar to it at work, but I have a full setup. It probably weighs 800 pounds with all the tools in it, maybe more. But this, when I get done, it'll be a nice box. I cleaned the rail; it was rusted pretty bad. I got to go back and look at the pictures because I can't really tell how bad it was before. Oh, I forgot. I did put gloss hardener, half of this can, to that quarter paint. And it's actually, I like it. I can paint a car with this paint. This paint will, when adding the hardener to it, it's like the old single stage paint that DuPont or Nason made. It's hard. I'm wondering now if it's too hard though. Sometimes you get paint too hard where if you nick it, it'll chip. It sends out big chunks out. So only time will tell. I won't know for sure. But let's see, get the gloss. I hope you guys can see. It really, really did. I can see the camera. I don't know if the camera's pitching, but I can see it. It's gloss. Now you gotta see there's imperfections. There's little bitty. This one's worse. I don't know if you can see. I should have used a tack cloth instead of a wet cloth, but I don't have a tack cloth. I didn't have any and I wasn't going to town. I think for the money, salvaging this old box, rescuing it from the rust heap. Like I said, I bought both of these from the pawn shop for 50 bucks. Like this side doesn't have near as many nicks in it or pits as the other side. I don't care. It's my box. Both of these are mine. I don't think, you go to buy these things and you can tie up $500-600 really cheap, really quick. $100, and they work. Nothing sticks. The only thing I don't have, like I said, is the key for this, and I think I will I'm going to try to cut a key, since the key code is on the front of the lock. Usually, if you guys didn't know, if there's a number on the front of it, you can use that number. It's your pin code. You can cut a key from that. Anyways, what do you think? What do you think, guys? Was it worth it? I think it was. I have to do a little bit of adjustment because this is a little tight across here. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera or not. But it's a little tight. Oh, that looks pretty sharp to me. For, you know, the pawn shop, it was really, really rough. And this thing had, all between the two, had 27 mud dauber nests in it. If you guys don't know what mud dauber is, this part of the country, it's a wasp that makes a nest with mud. And there was 27 of them in it. And my buddy seems to think that this was probably on a farm or a ranch somewhere in somebody's open hay barn or something like that. Because, yeah, it was pretty nasty, dirty. Well, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys get a little inspiration. Maybe if you can find something cheap, you can restore it, bring it back. Like I said, this it looks good. I think the paint will last. I know it will. Like I said, I've done this on a tractor before, but I never used the hardener. The only thing I'm worried about is that the hardener may have made the paint too hard where it chips. And when it chips, it takes big chunks out. But I'm proud of myself. I like this. Guys, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you think. This video might be a little long. I tried to show everything I did. Anybody can do what I just did right here. If you got an old cup gun, cheap paint gun, this paint is easy to shoot. I didn't even strain it. I just poured the hardener in, mixed it, 50-pound PSI out of my air compressor, and I guessed at that because I wasn't sure, and it just worked great. I didn't even have an inline filter, didn't have a water drip leg. I take it back. I do have a drip, but it's after 100 foot of hose. Or it's before the 100 foot of hose. So, anyways, yeah, it turned out nice. I mean, even the top. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Hope you like what I did. If you didn't, nothing I can do about it. I like it. It's mine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a good day now.